Hi, I'm Lavonda.
And I'm Doug.
And together we are LD Worldwide Travels. And today we're going to sum up our vacation to Scotland. Next stop, the V&A Museum, the RRS Discovery, Voco Edinburgh Hotel, the Edinburgh Castle, and the City of Edinburgh.
Stay tuned. This is going to be good.
Worldwide, join us on this ride.
Like and subscribe.
Won't you?
Like and subscribe.
Traveling worldwide, join us on this ride.
Like and subscribe.
Won't you?
Like and subscribe.
All right, travelers. So this will be the last video of our vacation in Scotland. And so the next thing we're going to talk about is the V&A Museum, which is in Edinburgh. And, well, is it in Edinburgh or close to Edinburgh?
I think it was in Edinburgh because we was, probably close to Edinburgh, like not too far from the hotel we stayed in, which is a marvelous hotel we stayed in too.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to that.
Yeah, so the museum is next to the RRS ship.
Yes, but the museum is a design museum. And so you walk in and it's just unique designs of it was like it's like a staircase or something, different designs.
Yeah, but when you walk into the museum, it's different artifacts. They got a lot of different models. We took a picture in front of snowmen. I mean, not snowmen, but people that was in Antarctic, rather, right? Because this ship.
No, you're talking about the RRS Discovery.
Yeah, the RRS Discovery. But inside the museum, they had people that was getting on the RRS Discovery, which you took pictures in front of, which we're going to show. They were, because you had to dress for it, right? So they had their coats on, and the wifey was taking pictures in front of them and stuff, and it was real nice. They had different boats inside the museum as well, too.
I don't recall any of that inside the design museum, but if he said it's there, I believe him. So inside the V&A Museum, what I recall is there's different designs, different unique things inside there. They also have like a shop, like a little coffee shop that serve, of all things, alcoholic drinks. I'm like, why do you
now remember, we went to. You remember, because the RRS ship was connected to that one museum, but then there was another museum, what you were talking about, which is that big museum where we went into where they were serving drinks. But the first museum we went into.
Oh, no, that was the store that's connected to the RRS. All of that is part of the RRS.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's the RRS Discovery.
Pictures. That's what we went in there and we took pictures because they was dressed and they had on all of the coats and stuff, and we took pictures inside of there. That's what I was talking about.
But that's a different museum.
Yeah, that's what I told you. It was two museums. Yeah.
I said no. Well, it's not two museums. That's the shop that's inside the RS Discovery. That's the shop. Y'all, we gonna work it out in front of you because we ain't editing none of this out. Yeah. So, in the design museum, they first of all, it's a free museum.
Right.
And so just so you know, you don't have to pay anything to go into this museum. And so that was a huge benefit. I will admit, we didn't stay in the design museum long because there wasn't a whole lot to see for us, at least. There's 2 levels, and they had this one section in there. I can't remember exactly how to explain. But they were showing like a movie in there. And but it's a really nice museum. And like I said, it is a free museum. So if you're looking for something free to do in Edinburgh, go to the V&A Museum. Yeah. Now we'll talk about...
They also have a gift shop inside that museum as well. And then right next to it, we walked out to the boat, right? So this boat was like years old, but they kept renovated. We went on so many cruises, so this boat was like really small to us. But it's like your typical boat.
You talking about the Discovery ship?
The Discovery ship.
No, this was a huge deal for me.
It was a huge deal. We got pictures.
This was a huge deal. So this is the RRS Discovery. And this is the first ship that went to Antarctica in 1901. So this was a huge deal. For me at least.
I liked it.
I was super excited to be there. And it was, there were some things I absolutely refused to touch. And normally I'm the OCD one. He is not OCD.
Yeah, but it was rusted, because it's an old ship. And then, this ship they don't cover it up with anything. So when it rains,
it's exposed to the elements.
Yeah, yes. And then, wind, so some parts of the ship are rusted. So.
Yeah, but they are in the process of renovating it. So there is a sign at the entrance of the ship letting you know that they're in the process, that the ship is not in its best shape, but they're in the process of renovating. And we can see already some renovations that they have done on the ship. And yeah, I was super excited to be there. But like I said, for safety reasons, there were some parts that were completely rusted out that I'm like, I'm not touching. And surprisingly, I'm the OCD one, but so normally he think like, oh, it's fine. But this time he looked and he go, yeah, you're right. We're not touching that. We're not touching that. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. And then that's where they had the gift shop that he's referring to.
That's where they had the gift shop at. So they also, so we went next door to another museum, which was the bigger one. That was right next door to the ship that we took pictures in front of. And we went in there and they serve alcohol because we went up those steps.
That's the V&A Design Museum.
Oh, yeah.
That's it's only two. Yeah. It's only two and they're right next to each other, not three. There's the RRS Discovery and then there's the V&A Design Museum.
That's what I was talking about. Yes. So we go up these steps, the escalators, or you can take the elevator, or you can go up the steps, and they serve alcohol right there.
He likes the elevator.
Yeah.
He said, I'll walk you to death. I always want to take the steps.
Now, this museum, like she said, it really didn't have too much. Just a lot of, photographs, a lot of paintings and things of that nature. So what did we do? We got out of that museum and we kind of toured the city.
We did.
And it's very nice. We ate at a nice little restaurant.
We did.
But the mall was nice. We took a lot of pictures. It's very family oriented. It was very nice. We had a nice little walk. So we went to this one restaurant and we thought that we were just gonna, sit down. So we just waiting for our food, waiting for somebody to come and serve us. And then we looked at the menu and it said you have to go to the bar to get your food. But long story short, it was very nice. Food was good.
Yes.
One thing I like about Scotland is they don't rush you to leave anywhere.
No.
You have to literally go hunt them down to say, hey, check please.
Yes, and that's something that we noticed in Scotland. And after a while, we figured out it's just their culture. Yeah. In America, we're used to them, coming back to the table. Like, do you need anything else? Okay, well, here's your check. Yeah. And it's not like that. We're learning that in Europe, they don't do that. Yeah. You're pretty much invited to stay as long as you want to. So there will be times that we were really like, okay, we're ready to go. Like, we've been done eating for a good 30 minutes or so, and we're like looking for our waiter, and you have to hunt them down to say,
hello,
excuse
me.
Can we pay for this food?
Check,
we go.
Yeah.
Right. But we're always respectful of everyone who, waits on us and everything. And, we're always respectful. And we would, just, catch their attention and ask them for the check. But yeah, you have to ask for your check in Europe. They're not going to just bring it to you. So just so you know that. But guess what? They also had a record store, which we hadn't seen a record store in decades. Yeah. So that was super cool.
Yeah, that was very cool. A nice little record store. And they also had nice little jewelry stores. If people that like Rolexes, they got Rolex shop right across
from the record
the
store.
Street from the record store.
Yeah. It's a very walkable city. Very walkable. Yes. Edinburgh was awesome. Yeah.
Edinburgh, awesome city. Also, we did.
So Edinburgh has a castle.
Yeah.
Huge castle. We saw the outside of the castle. We did not go in the castle. Know why? It was my fault. But I don't regret it. I'm sorry, I don't.
We relaxed and we toured the city of Edinburgh. And we went to different shops, and they had this one restaurant that kind of reminded me of the city. It was like a mom and pop store, and the food smelled so good. But we didn't eat there though. We ate at another restaurant that was very, very. It was kind of like old, but it was nice though. They had good. This is when we had to wait on them to open because restaurants didn't open until like
yes.
11, I
Yeah,
think.
we didn't eat there, but the food. Yeah, it reminded us of Greektown in
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah.
Yeah, the food smells so good, but
Mhm.
there didn't seem to be a set schedule of when they would open.
Yeah.
And
Because we went
yeah,
past there and it was closed, so we went to another restaurant, which was
yeah.
delightful. I can't remember it. Can't remember the name.
Haymarket. We went to Haymarket,
yeah.
and that was very good.
Yes,
But we did want to. We told them we were coming back. We tried to go back. We went back a couple times, and they weren't open. It was like, okay, well, fine. We
Now,
gotta eat
it
somewhere
kind of
else.
reminds you of the city of Chicago during rush hour, because at a certain time it was just people just walking everywhere. Like that's Edinburgh's. That's the workforce. That was the workforce. So it was doing.
It's kind of like the downtown area.
Yeah, workforce tearing up.
Mm-hmm.
But around the corner from where we were, it was another city life. So, which is around the corner where the castle was at.
Yes.
And that's where we had our last night meal there, where we went to the restaurant and they showed us how to taste scotch. It was scotch tasting, and they also gave us scotch glasses.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
We still have the glasses, and they taught us how to smell. Each nostril has a different scent. Like one is one for sweetness.
One
How
for
did he explain?
sweetness and one for, I guess, the ingredients, or like what's in there. I guess.
Yeah, he
Smooth,
explained
and then
that each nostril has a different picks up a different scent in the whiskey.
I mean, the whiskey was so smooth that you could literally eat it with cake. Like that's how smooth. Like it went well with cake. I was like, wow, what the heck.
It
But
was good. We had a traditional Scottish meal there.
They are really big on haggis there, but they have different ways that they make their haggis. The way me and my wife Lavonna likes haggis is fried.
Okay, so we had it at the buffet at another hotel, and at the buffet it was more like I would say the texture was more like ground beef, and it's very seasoned, and my stomach cannot handle crushed red pepper. I had no idea that haggis has crushed red pepper all through it, but I only ate it twice in Scotland, and both times I woke up with a stomach ache in the middle of the night, and I didn't know why. And then I found out later that was why. But when we went to a Scottish cultural show, and that was amazing. They gave us these fried haggis balls.
Oh yes.
And it was just delightful.
And this cultural show was very. It was very nice. It was very nice.
Amazing. Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it was a nice show. You sit, you eat, you laugh, you drink, and they
dance.
They dance.
We danced. We got up and it was awesome.
It was awesome. It's awesome. We also show you video on that as well. That is so nice. It was very nice time for closing out for Scotland.
Yeah, we had some whiskey there. Did a flight of whiskey there.
And he sung that song that you said touched you.
He sung was it the Lord's Prayer, I believe.
Yes, it was.
And
nice.
it was totally unexpected. I don't know why. I guess I was just expecting just to hear Scottish songs maybe. And so when he sung the Lord's Prayer, it was absolutely beautiful. And yeah, it definitely touched me, and it definitely brought tears to my eyes. It was really beautiful.
It was really nice. It was great dancing.
Yes.
He played the bagpipes,
And the other one played the accordion.
The accordion.
Yes, and he could make that
nice.
accordion sing almost,
Yeah,
you know.
he was making it sing.
Yeah.
It was still getting used to me seeing grown men that's their tradition
with the kilts. He's
with
talking about the kilts.
Yes.
But this is why it's so important to travel.
It's important to travel
Because that's their culture.
That's their culture.
And so it's different for us here. And so when you travel, we gained a respect for their culture that we didn't have before we went.
Yes.
And so now we understand that they wear the kilts as a badge of honor. For them, it's a badge of honor. And, one of the guides explained to us that the cool kids over there are not the ones that's in sports. Like in America, a lot of times the cool kids are the ones that's on the football team, the basketball team, or, playing some type of sport. But over there, those are not the cool kids. The cool kids are the ones who play the bagpipes and wear the kilts.
Yes.
And so it's very important to travel so you can get a different perspective. And, it just kind of enriches your life to understand why, instead of, maybe not understanding why someone is doing something. When you go to another country, experience a different culture, then you have an understanding of why they're doing it and make you have more of appreciation for what they're doing.
And this is why we have our shows to talk to our travelers out there, to let you know it is fun to travel and it's relaxing to travel, and you do learn from traveling from
Absolutely.
other people to get an understanding of, hey, that doesn't make sense to me, but when you go over there, you'll see it makes a lot of sense
To them.
to them.
Yes.
And on that note,
Not yet.
uh-oh,
Voco, Edinburgh.
uh-oh.
So that's the hotel that we stayed at. And it was amazing. So if you're in Edinburgh, definitely stay at Voco. We actually had a debate back and forth because we were on a guided tour,
Yes.
which to go back just a little bit, that's why we did not go to the Edinburgh Castle. So anyone who's ever been on a guided tour, I don't know about you, but me and him were used to traveling alone. And so to be on a guided tour was a different experience for us. So by the time this was a 11 day, 10-night vacation. So by the time we got to Edinburgh, which was our last stop, I was over being told where to be, when to be there. Okay. So when I got the schedule for the next day and they're like, we need you to be on the bus at this time. And I'm just like, no, I won't. So, and that's why I turned down going to the Edinburgh Castle. We did see the outside of the castle because we did do some touring around, but that's why we didn't get a chance to go inside the castle because I opted out of that particular tour. But we did have a great time with our group, and we had an excellent tour guide in Amber. She was amazing. And Colette, I would definitely recommend them for anybody who wants to do a guided tour. And to be honest, we will do another guided tour at some point.
Yes.
But but by the end of the trip, I was just like, no, I want to sleep in, and that's what I'm going to do. And so that's what we did. And so we missed going inside Edinburgh Castle. But to fast forward again to Voco Edinburgh, it is an amazing hotel. We had a little bit of a debate about which hotel was the best because we stayed at 5 different hotels.
Yes.
The first stop was at the Hilton Glasgow location, which was amazing.
Yes.
And I will tell you, in Scotland, some hotels do not, the ones in the one in the countryside, they do not provide washcloths. And then sometimes they do provide it, but you have to ask for them. So just make sure if you do go to Scotland and if you're going to stay in the countryside, please make sure to bring washcloths because they will provide like the face towels and the body towels, but you may not have a washcloth. So bring washcloths when you're in Scotland. If you're going to be in the countryside, the city hotels, you'll be just fine. Also, the countryside hotels do not have air conditioning. So that's important because, it's one of those situations where you get hot, and as my husband would say, they kind of treat you like, one of those old school mothers or grandmothers that be like, well, if you're hot, open up a window. So that's basically what they told us. In the countryside, there's no air conditioning. So if you're hot, open up a window. So when we were in, I believe it was Inverness, I could have that wrong. We stayed at the Landmark Dundee Hotel. That hotel did not have air conditioning. And to be honest, it was not one of my favorite hotels. I would not plan to go back there, so I'm not going to recommend that hotel to my travelers.
Is that where they had the swimming pool and the sauna?
No, we were only there one night.
Oh, okay.
That hotel, we only stayed at one night. And I just wasn't that impressed with. I wouldn't go back to that particular hotel. But, to each his own. Yes. It wasn't terrible. Let me say that none of the hotels were terrible, but it just, out of the 5 hotels, it definitely was my least favorite, I would say.
Yeah, I would say the last hotel was the best one because that was more Americanized, state-wise, and they had air conditioning. Yeah.
And the debate continues because this is what we've been debating. Yeah. Which one was the best? Was it the
Well,
First hotel or the
scenery,
last?
the scenery was beautiful at the first hotel because you're in the country.
No, no, no. That was the second hotel. The first hotel was the Hilton
Oh
Glasgow.
yeah. That was like American though. That was
Yeah.
Americanized. So
So, but
all
so was
Americanized.
Vocal was very much like an American
Yeah,
hotel.
yeah, it was.
Yeah. So we've been debating on which hotel was better between the first and the last. The first was the Hilton Glasgow. The last was Vocal Edinburgh.
Well, Hilton Glasgow gave her better drinks. Like, yeah.
The
Yeah,
bartender,
the
his
bartender
name
was
is
good.
Joe. We've shouted you out in the first video. You get another shout out, Joe. I've been drinking White Russians for over 20 years, and you have made me the best I've ever had, period, hands down, in over 20 years. Thank you.
Yes. And on that note, I just want to say thank you, travelers, for watching our segment of Europe. And we hope that you, if you do go, you enjoy Scotland, right? Because I hope you enjoy it as much as we did.
We did.
We just wanted to come out with some videos for you to get our travelers ready. So travelers, visit Scotland.
Yes.
And like anywhere you go, you always want to be careful too, right? You always want to make sure your antennas are always up as well, because anything can happen anywhere. But still, I don't want to put you in alarm's way, but it's still a beautiful country to go to.
It's a beautiful country, but like you said, anywhere you go, whether you're coming to America, whether you're in Europe,
Yes.
Asia, wherever, Africa, wherever you are, you still have to stay alert, stay aware.
Yes.
Things happen everywhere. No one is safe anywhere. So you have to just, never let your guard down. I know on vacations it's very easy to just, get comfortable and lax. You're having fun, but just always keep your antenna up. Always keep your normal safeguards and security in place. Enjoy life. We definitely tour the country wherever we are. We like to, walk around a little bit, but just stay with other people. Try not to be alone anywhere. It's better to go out in the daytime than at night. And so, these are the things that we like. But we also just want to say thank you for staying in tune with us through this whole series on Scotland.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
on that note,
Stay true to yourself.
give your just due to yourself. Believe in yourself. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you can always be notified of all of our new videos.
Until next time, travelers.
Until next time.